All right, so today we're going all the way to Finland for a deep dive into a case that I think you're really going to like. The Zorro murder from 1997, and you sent over some material, and wow.
It's a fascinating one for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
Just to set the scene, we're in Kurikka, and a 10-year-old boy comes home from a ski trip with his dad, walks into the apartment, and finds his mother, Marja Annikki Mäntylä, murdered.
Yeah, that's a chilling way to come home.
It's brutal.
And this case really gripped Finland back in '97. I mean, everybody was talking about it.
So from what I read, the initial reaction to the crime scene was that it had to have been a man.
That was the assumption.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, both from the public and the police.
You've got Nortetti cigarettes and empty Kosken Korva bottles just lying around. You've got a man's glove. And
and then you've got that message on the wall.
The infamous Zorro kitty written in lipstick.
What a statement, right?
It's like something out of a movie.
Yeah, it's a classic example of what we call staging. Yeah, where the perpetrator is, deliberately manipulating the crime scene, trying to send the investigators in the wrong direction.
It's like they're directing a play.
Exactly.
Except with much higher stakes.
Absolutely. And in this case, the director was Marja Heinonen.
Okay.
The victim's close friend.
So wait, she's the one who staged the whole thing?
She is.
To make it look like a man did it?
Exactly. She went to extraordinary lengths to pin the blame on some fictional male intruder.
But how, eventually they figured it out, right?
They did.
So how did they...
Like, what were the clues?
What didn't add up?
Well, it's like you're putting a puzzle together and you think you see the picture, but then there are these little inconsistencies, these things that don't quite fit. And that's what happened here.
Like what?
Well, for example, they found cat hairs at the crime scene.
Cat hairs?
Yeah.
And guess what?
What?
They matched Heinenen's cats.
No way.
Yeah.
It's like something you see on those forensic shows.
So what else, what else didn't fit with the Zorro story she was trying to create?
Well, remember that glove?
Man's glove.
Yeah, the one that was supposed to be the man's glove.
Yeah.
They found fibers on that glove that matched Heinenen's coat and scarf.
Wow. So she was really trying to frame some random guy.
She was. But these little inconsistencies can often unravel even the most meticulously planned deceptions.
That's incredible. It really is like a puzzle.
It is.
So what was the final piece of the puzzle, though? Like, what ultimately sealed her fate?
The DNA evidence. Remember those Norsetti cigarettes?
Ones at the scene, yeah?
Yeah, well, they found a cigarette butt in a sugar bowl. It had Heinenen's DNA on it.
Wow. Talk about a smoking gun.
Literally.
So they had the physical evidence pointing to her, but what was the motive?
Yeah, why would a woman kill her close friend in such a cold-blooded way?
Right.
Well, the motive turned out to be greed.
Greed.
Yeah, it turned out that Marja Annikki Mäntylä, the victim, had a large sum of money hidden under Heinenen's name.
How much are we talking about?
300,000 marka in bonds.
Wow, so she trusted her friend with all that money.
She did.
And then Heinenen decided to kill her friend to keep it all for herself.
That seems to be the case.
That's just cold.
It is, and it's especially chilling when you consider that these women weren't just casual acquaintances. They had a long history together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually worked together at the Kankanpää post office back in the late 70s.
So this wasn't some random act of violence?
No, this was a calculated betrayal fueled by a desire for wealth.
Wow, so we've got staging evidence motive, but let's go back to that Zorro message for a second because it's such a strange detail.
Yeah.
Do criminals often leave messages like that at a crime scene?
It's interesting that you bring that up because leaving a message, especially one as theatrical as Zorro Kitty, often suggests that the perpetrator wants to be recognized.
Really?
Yeah, almost like they have a twisted sense of control over the situation, like they're trying to be a part of the story.
Like a signet. So in this case, do you think Heinenen was trying to, distance herself from the brutality of the crime by creating this Zorro character?
It's certainly possible, by invoking this fictional figure, she might have been trying to create a psychological buffer, a way to separate herself from the act of murder.
It's like she's saying, it wasn't me, it was Zorro.
Right.
That's a chilling thought.
It is. It's like she was trying to write her own script, turning this horrific crime into some kind of bizarre performance.
Speaking of scripts, the level of planning in this case is really mind-boggling. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was meticulously thought out.
Absolutely. The choice of weapon, for instance, suggests premeditation.
What do you mean?
Well, using a cut electrical cord to strangle her friend is particularly disturbing.
Yeah.
And it really reinforces this idea that she was trying to make it look like a man. Did it, a strong, aggressive male.
Wow. It's like she was playing chess,
Right.
carefully planning out every single move.
And let's not forget about the way she staged the scene inside the apartment. The scattered insulin syringes, the food remnants. It was all designed to create this image of chaos, like a robbery gone wrong.
So she was really committed to this idea of a male intruder.
Every detail was manipulated to fit that narrative.
It's incredible how much effort she put into this whole charade.
It really is. But, even the best laid plans can go wrong. And in the end, she was caught and justice was served.
What can you tell us about the trial and the verdict?
Well, Heinen was given a life sentence for murder, aggravated theft, and aggravated embezzlement.
Wow.
The court saw through her elaborate web of deception.
Yep.
They recognized the premeditation, the cruelty, and the profound betrayal that was at the heart of this case.
So both the district court and the court of appeals upheld the verdict.
They did.
It's amazing, isn't it? On the surface, you have this seemingly ordinary woman, but underneath lies this capacity for such calculated cruelty.
It's a good reminder that appearances can be deceiving.
Absolutely. And that's what makes cases like this so compelling.
They force us to confront this darker side of human nature and remind us that even in peaceful societies like Finland, evil can lurk in the most unexpected places.
This case really shocked the nation back in '97.
It did.
And it continues to fascinate true crime enthusiasts today.
It does.
What I find particularly interesting is how this seemingly simple case, a woman murders her friend, spirals into this complex web of deception, betrayal, and manipulation. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion.
Each layer revealing a new and disturbing truth.
Exactly. And it's that complexity that keeps us coming back to these kinds of stories, trying to understand the why behind it all. Why would someone go to such lengths to deceive? Why would someone betray someone they supposedly cared about?
Yeah.
These are the questions that linger long after the case is closed.
They do.
So in a sense, the Zorro murder becomes more than just a crime.
Right.
It becomes a study in human behavior.
Right.
A cautionary tale about the dark potential that lies within us all.
It makes you think about the people in your own life, the ones you trust. Could anyone be capable of such calculated deception?
It's a chilling thought.
It is, but one worth pondering.
Absolutely. This case really underscores the idea that even in the most seemingly ordinary lives, extraordinary darkness can exist. It's a reminder that we should never take our safety or the trustworthiness of others for granted.
Very true. And, this case actually reflects some broader trends in criminal behavior, even though it stands out with its Zorro theatrics.
Maybe.
Well, criminals often try to control the narrative. They try to present a version of events that benefits them.
Yeah.
It's not always as dramatic as staging a crime scene.
Right.
Sometimes it's just denials, sometimes it's elaborate lies, but the goal is always the same.
To deflect suspicion.
Exactly, to get away with it.
So even without a Zorro message, there's kind of a hidden script playing out behind the scenes of a lot of crimes.
Yeah, they're trying to write their own version of the story. They want to be the author of their own exoneration.
That's interesting.
And this need for control, it goes beyond the crime itself.
What do you mean?
Well, you see it in how they interact with investigators, the stories they tell, even the persona they project during a trial.
It's like they're putting on a performance.
Exactly, even when they're the ones in the spotlight.
So in a way, Heinen was just taking this to the extreme.
Yeah, you could say that her methods were unique, but the underlying motivation, the need to escape accountability, that's something we see all the time.
So even the most extraordinary crimes can have these common threads, these patterns of behavior.
Oh, absolutely. They're all connected to this larger web of human weakness.
And by studying these patterns, by really digging into the psychology of crime, we can maybe start to understand what causes someone to go down this path.
And hopefully prevent future tragedy.
Exactly. So knowledge is power.
It really is, especially when it comes to criminal justice.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Zorro murder, what's the one thing you want listeners to take away from this case?
I think the biggest takeaway is that appearances can be deceiving,
We can't always trust what we see.
Exactly. We want to believe what we see, what we're told. But sometimes the truth is buried under layers of lies and manipulation.
So we have to be more discerning.
We do. We have to question what we think we know and look for the real story.
And even in the face of darkness,
justice can prevail.
the truth will come out eventually.
It will, no matter how well hidden. Those who try to deceive will eventually be held accountable.
That's a powerful message.
It is. It's a story of betrayal and deception, but ultimately it's a story about justice prevailing.
It's a reminder that even in the darkest parts of humanity, there's always hope.
There is. And by understanding these complex behaviors, by really trying to grasp what motivates people to harm others, we can work together to create a safer and more just world.
Well said. Thanks for taking us on this journey.
It's been my pleasure.
It was a fascinating deep dive into a truly bizarre case.
You know, every deep dive is a journey of discovery. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop searching for the truth.
And if you have a case, a mystery, a story you want us to explore,
send it our way.
We're always looking for new deep dives.
We are. Until next time, stay curious and remember, the truth is out there. It's kind of wild to think about how Heinonen, with all the theatrics she pulled, how her case kind of reflects these bigger patterns we see with criminals.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, it's about controlling the narrative, right? Putting out their version of events, like Heinonen, trying to make it seem like a man did it.
Right.
And it doesn't always have to be as dramatic as staging a whole scene like she did.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just denying everything or coming up with these elaborate stories, but it all comes back to the same thing.
Trying to throw off suspicion.
Exactly. Avoid taking responsibility.
So basically, there's always a hidden script, even if there's no Zorro written on the wall.
That's a great way to put it. They want to write their own get-out-of-jail-free card,
Become the hero of their own messed-up story.
Precisely. And it's not just about the crime itself.
What else is there?
It's how they deal with the cops, the stories they spin, even how they act in court. It's all part of the act.
Like they're always performing.
Yeah, even when they're the ones under the microscope.
So Heinonen just took that performance to a whole other level with the Zorro thing.
You could say that. Yeah, I mean, what she did was definitely unique. But that deep down need to escape the consequences, that's universal.
So even the craziest crimes have these threads connecting them back to human nature, I guess.
Absolutely. We're all prone to those weaknesses in the end.
And by studying those weaknesses, the psychology behind it all, maybe we can learn how to prevent these things from happening.
Hopefully. Yeah. Knowledge is power, after all.
For sure. So before we finish up this deep dive into the Zorro murder, what's the one thing you really hope sticks with our listeners?
I think the biggest thing to remember is that we shouldn't always trust our eyes,
Things aren't always what they seem.
Exactly. We want to believe what we see and hear, but sometimes the truth is hidden under all these layers of lies and manipulation.
So we have to be careful.
We do. We have to question everything and really dig deep to find the real story.
And even when things seem really dark,
justice can win out.
The truth will always come out eventually.
It will. It doesn't matter how well people try to bury it. Those who lie and deceive, they'll have to face the music sooner or later.
That's a good note to end on. A story of betrayal and deceit. But in the end, justice prevailed.
It did. And I think it reminds us that even in the darkest corners of humanity, there's still hope.
There is.
Yeah.
And by understanding why people do these terrible things, maybe we can work together to build a world where they happen less.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, this has been a truly fascinating deep dive. Thank you so much for walking us through it.
My pleasure. It was a wild case for sure.
It was a truly strange and compelling story.
Every deep dive is a chance to learn something new.
Yeah.
So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop searching for the truth.
And if you've got a case or a mystery that's been bugging you,
send it our way.
We're always on the lookout for new deep dives.
Until next time, folks, stay curious and remember, the truth is out there waiting to be discovered.